If you've ever tried to edit a video before, then you know that it could be one of the most time-consuming parts of creating your video. And you don't want to be spending all of your time editing your video when you could be creating new content. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the easiest video and audio editing softwares that I've ever come across. Seriously, this editing software is mind-blowing. And welcome to Entrepreneur's Toolbox. My name is Jonathan Dunkerley, and I'm here to help you find the tools to make an income online. So for years, I was editing using Final Cut Pro. It's a great software, but typically, no matter how good your editing software is, it's going to take you a long time to edit your videos. When I started on YouTube, it would take me hours just to edit a 5 or 10-minute video. If you have it in your budget, you could always hire an editor through sites like Fiverr, or you could hire somebody through VidChops who actually edits my videos now. But I understand that that's not always possible for everyone at first. Well, I was looking for a software to help me repurpose my podcast videos, and I found a software called Descript. With Descript, you can edit videos simply by cutting out the text in the transcript. Let me show you how it works. So this is Descript. When you get into Descript, you just drop in your videos just like any other software. And what Descript does is it creates a transcript, sort of like what you're seeing on the left-hand side of this page. So everything that was said in this video ends up in this transcript. So if I wanted to edit this video, say I wanted to get rid of this, I could just play. And then if I wanted to remove this part of the video, I would just remove this section and hit delete. And now that section of the video has been edited out. So if I was to play it, if I wanted to get rid of this part, I would just highlight that and delete it. Now that makes it so much easier to edit, like simple little edits within your YouTube videos or whatever you're making these videos for, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're making these videos for, because you're not actually just going to the timeline like this and just finding that exact spot. You could also do that. You can grab the little blade and you can cut out different parts if you wanted to and just delete them like a normal editing software. But it's so much easier to just be able to highlight the text that you say, like if I said a bunch of times, you might say, I don't want to have all those ums in my video. I could just remove all the ums, and then I don't have to worry about having all these different things. I could actually search for all the ums. So I say every time that is said in this entire podcast episode gets brought up, and I could just find each of those and delete those. And you could actually find all of them and delete them all in bulk as well. Beyond just cutting these clips down, you could use a lot of things. For instance, so say I wanted to add a title to just this part of the video right here, this first line of the video. If I wanted to, I could just either click this little plus that's at the top right here, click the plus, and it would bring up this box. If I don't want to do that, there's a shortcut. You could either click Command K, or I believe on Windows, it's Control K, but I'm on a Mac and it's Command K on a Mac. So you bring that up and you'd have different options here. For instance, you could make different tracks, but what we're looking at right now is title. So if I want to just click title, it would give the title, I can give it a different name, change the different fonts, different elements, the color, whatever little adjustments I want. But if you notice, it brought this here and it ended right here where I was highlighted. So I can go here, look at the timeline, and it actually just put it directly where I had it highlighted. So instead of me having to find the spot on the timeline exactly where the next cut or the next cut was, and then drop that and adjust it, I just highlight the text, and now the title is exactly over that section of text. I could do the same thing with other things. For instance, let's remove the text and let's try closed captioning. So if I wanted to do closed captioning, I can go back to this plus or Command K. Then I can go to their feature. They call it fancy captions. Just click that. And since this is all closed captioned, it creates a closed caption automatically for all of your videos. So if I was going to play this right now, it would have a burned in closed caption on the video, which that could be used on things like, not as much on YouTube, but if you wanted it on YouTube, you could use it on things like Instagram or TikTok or whatever platform you're trying to put the closed captioning on. But if you would like to have the closed captioning burned in, that option is built into this editing software. And there's plenty of other features in here. I'm not going to go through every single one right now, but there's titles, there's shapes, rectangles, ellipse, progress bar, if you want to show like a progress bar, that I'd use that more for things like Instagram or TikTok or whatever you're trying to create. But those options are there, and they're all based on the text and the closed caption file that was created. If you're getting value from this video, be sure that you smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified every time that a new video goes live. Descript really simplifies the editing process, but say you're like myself and you love how easy Descript makes editing out the extra fluff in your recording, but you still love using your editing software. You could actually start editing your project in Descript and then transfer the project to the editing software of your choice, like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro. So there are a lot of features within Descript, but it is still a very basic software overall as far as the editing functionality, meaning that there's certain things that you can do in softwares like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro that you can't necessarily do in this software. But to do basic editing, it is one of the best ones that I found. But if you did want to work on these projects in softwares like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, you could easily do that with the share feature. Up in the right-hand corner, you just click the share feature and you go to export project. Now, if you were just going to export the project, you just go to video, or if you're making a GIF, or if you're just getting the subtitles, that's another thing. You could just export the subtitles, and then you'd have these subtitles that you'd be able to upload into your videos and use them on YouTube videos and help your search engine optimization. As you can see, you have a couple different options down here that you're able to export. For instance, here's the Final Cut Pro, here's Adobe Premiere. I use Final Cut Pro, so all what I would need to do is click Final Cut Pro. So in this, you just have Final Cut Pro. That's the actual file that you click on to create your Final Cut Pro project. And then you can create include media file and export. So it's very simple. So if you just click export, then you can create the actual Final Cut Pro project. So I'm just going to export. So these are the two files that it gave me. It gave me the textless file. That was the original name that I gave the file when I uploaded it into Descript. And then it gives me a file that if I click this file, it will launch Final Cut Pro. So this is the whole entire episode, the podcast episode that I was editing in Descript. So as you can see, there's all these different cuts that are already in the file. And that's where I've cut up the video file in Descript and created different files. Now, what I have here at the top, that's also the closed captioning. Since Descript creates a closed captioning, it actually imported that directly into Final Cut. So if I'd like to turn on closed captioning and have those integrated into the file, they're already burned in to the file, or I can just have them burned into the metadata of the file when I export. That could be used in different things, but usually you also could just export that file directly out of Final Cut, and then you have a proper closed caption file in the end. But as you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And you see all these different cuts, right? Here's a cut, and here's all the different closed captions that are left at the top. Now, if I wanted to go, say, add additional text, I could add Final Cut different types of texts, or I can go over here and I could go and add in the different things. Key, green screen, all the different things that are unique to this particular platform that aren't necessarily in Descript, but they're all available here. All the different plugins, you'll have access to those things. This is just an optional step, but I just wanted to let you know that it's a possibility. So if you are using one of these softwares, you could still use it and streamline your editing by adding Descript into your editing workflow. The most valuable thing that we have is time. And if we are able to use tools like Descript to get more of our time back, we'll have more time to do things that are really important to us. If you'd like to give Descript a try, there's a link to a trial in the description of this video. Do you edit your own videos? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to check out this video next. If you got value, be sure that you like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and I will see you in the next one.